Have you ever bought something cheap, only to buy it again a few months later? Cheap shoes that fell apart, cheap headphones that stopped working, cheap furniture that wobbled within a year. And somehow, you ended up spending more. So here's the uncomfortable question. What if being cheap is actually costing you more? This isn't about frugality. Frugality is intentional. Cheap is reactive. There's a difference. Frugal thinking asks, what gives me the best long-term value? Cheap thinking asks, what's the lowest price right now? And that small difference changes everything. There's a psychological reason this happens. It's called present bias. Your brain naturally prioritizes immediate relief over future consequences. When you see $30 today versus $120 today, your brain doesn't calculate lifespan, durability, or replacement cycles. It feels relief, lower number, less pain, decision made. Behavioral economists call this the pain of paying. Spending money activates the same regions in the brain associated with physical discomfort. So when the price is lower, the pain is lower, even if the long-term cost is higher. Your brain optimizes for emotional comfort, not financial efficiency. Let's make it practical. You buy $30 shoes. They last 6 months. Over 3 years, you replace them 6 times. That's $180. Meanwhile, someone buys one $120 pair that lasts the entire 3 years. Who actually saved money? This concept is often referred to as the boots theory. The idea that being too poor to buy quality forces you to repeatedly buy low quality, which costs more over time. And this doesn't just apply to shoes. It applies to everything. Cheap tools break. Cheap furniture needs replacing. Cheap appliances require repairs. Skipping car maintenance leads to bigger repairs. Paying only minimum credit card payments multiplies interest. Buy now, pay later. Late fees stack up. Cheap food choices can lead to long-term health costs. Small short-term savings can quietly become long-term leaks. Now here's where psychology goes deeper. When money feels scarce, your brain shifts into survival mode. Survival mode narrows focus. It says, reduce the immediate hit. Not, optimize the next 5 years. Scarcity reduces cognitive bandwidth. It makes long-term planning harder. So cheap decisions often aren't about intelligence. They're about pressure. There's also identity involved. Some people wear cheap like a badge of honor. I never spend money. I always buy the cheapest option. I don't need quality. But sometimes that identity masks fear. Fear of spending, fear of loss, fear of regret. And ironically, avoiding short-term spending can create long-term financial drag. Here's another hidden cost. People forget. Time. Every time something breaks, you research again, shop again, replace again, wait again. That mental load adds up. Cheap purchases often cost attention, frustration, and decision fatigue. And those are invisible expenses. Now let's be clear. Spending more does not automatically mean smarter. Expensive doesn't equal valuable. Brand name doesn't equal durable. The goal isn't buy the most expensive option. The goal is buy the highest value option you can reasonably afford. There's a difference. Cheap thinking focuses on price. Value thinking focuses on lifespan, durability, frequency of use, and total cost over time. It asks, how long will this last? How often will I use it? What will replacement cost? What happens if this fails? That shift turns spending into strategy. And here's the bigger truth. Being cheap feels like control, but sometimes it's just delayed cost. Money doesn't disappear, it shifts forward. And when it shifts forward repeatedly, it compounds. The people who build stability often don't chase the lowest price. They minimize replacement cycles, they reduce recurring friction, they think in years, not days. And that mindset changes outcomes. If you recognize yourself in this isn't criticism, it's awareness. Many cheap decisions are made under pressure, under stress, under limited options. But once you understand the psychology behind it, you can pause, you can zoom out, you can ask one better question. Is this cheap or is this valuable? That single shift can save you more money than chasing the lowest number ever will. Because sometimes, the most expensive habit is always choosing the cheapest option. This is Spendology, where we don't just talk about money, we talk about the psychology behind it.